Okay, so let's put these relationships to work. So I'm going to read the problem. So we're looking at number 1 here, and I'm going to figure out what the question is asking for, what the question is giving me, and then figure out where to go from there. So this question says, how many grams are in 4.672 moles of antimony? So since it wants to know how many grams, that means question mark grams of antimony, and I can look up the symbol for antimony is SB, is equal to 4.672 moles of antimony. So from this point forward, it's really important that every number has 2 labels. We need to know the unit, so are we talking about moles, grams, or atoms? And we need to know what element we're talking about so we know what to look up on our periodic table when that time comes. So 2 labels, unit and element. So now that I know that I'm trying to get to grams of antimony, I'm starting with moles of antimony. Now I ask myself, what unit do I currently have that I need to get rid of? So I'm starting with moles of antimony. I don't want moles of antimony, so I'm going to throw moles of antimony to the bottom, and I'm trying to get to grams of antimony. So now I use this relationship that we talked about up here. 1 mole, notice that it's always 1 mole. Just like when we talked about the metrics, how the 1 always went with the prefix, the 1 in this case always goes with the mole. So it doesn't matter if the mole's on top or on the bottom, it's always 1 mole. And then 1 mole is equal to the mass in grams, so since we're looking for grams, from the periodic table. So that means I'm going to find antimony on the periodic table. Here it is right here. And I'm going to find its mass of 121.76. So that means 121.76 grams of antimony are in 1 mole of antimony. My moles cancel. I'm in grams, which is what I want to be in. So since both of these are on the top, I'm going to multiply to get my answer. Don't forget, you have to take into account significant figures. So this one has 1, 2, 3, 4 significant figures. This one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that means my answer needs to have 1, 2, 3, 4 significant figures. And I don't have a calculator with me, so I'm not going to work that one out, but you would take 4.672 times 121.76 to get your answer. Now we can also do the opposite of that. So the next question says, how many moles, so that's question mark moles of antimony, are in 58.2 grams of antimony. So this time I'm starting with grams. I don't want grams, so I'm going to throw grams of antimony away and I'm going to go to moles. Where does the 1 always go? With the mole. Where do I always find how many grams? Periodic table, so it's antimony again, so 121.76. This time though, I'm not going to multiply. I mean, I could, but 58.2 times 1 is just 58.2. But I have this 121.76 in the bottom, so I'm going to take 58.2 divided by 121.76. And this time I have 1, 2, 3 sig figs in this number, 5 in this, so my answer can only have 3 significant figures.